Good afternoon. I thought I'd do something different today. I always feel like I'm doing something different, but today I thought I'd do like a champagne crib sheet with some of the champagnes I have. So I just got a whole group of champagnes in. I'm very excited. I love my champagne. So I thought let's do some sort of, like I say, an overarching view of champagne. First thing is champagne, but there's so much more layers to champagne than just being nice bubbles, as an example, is what we're really talking about. I focus very much on the grower producer champagnes. So these are actually people who own their land, make the wine and make the champagne. Examples would be Geoffroy, Pierre Peters, Clotilde, Pierre Sommelier. Then your more classic, which most of us would see, Laurent Perrier, Moët de Chandon, Roederer are called the Grand Marques. So they're the champagne houses. Some of them own a varying amount of land, a lot of it source a lot of juice, a lot of bubbles, and put it into their own blends. So you've got a very different. I focus more on the grower producers. There's pretty much three sort of classic areas within Champagne. You've got the Montagne de Reims, you've got the Vallée de Marne, and the Côte de Blanc. So the most famous areas realistically are the Montagne de Reims and the Côte de Blanc. Côte de Blanc, so we have some classic examples of Côte de Blanc. Pierre Gémenet, many of us remember last October, November, we did some champagne tastings and Pierre Gémenet was one of the favorites. They are probably one of the best grower producers making Chardonnay in the Côte de Blanc. Is his area. You look at somebody like Pierre Peters is very, very famous. His is coming predominantly from Menil, so Les Menil-sur-Ogier. Some of you may recognize Le Menil name. It is the area where Krug buys some of its fruit and makes the Clos de Menil for Krug. So it's an exceptional area, and it's Blanc de Blanc, so it's straight 100% Chardonnay. It has this amazing chalk soil and produces this stunning Chardonnay. Lovely electricity into Chardonnay is what we're talking about. If you look at things like the Montagne de Reims, what we're sort of playing around with here is we are playing with the Pierre Sommelier. You're looking at Verzenay here, and so it's a Grand Cru vineyard. You're in the Montagne de Reims. Verzenay and Montagne de Reims is more famous for its Pinot Noirs. It adds weight, it adds body and structure to your champagnes, is what we're looking at. The last area is what we call the Vallée de la Marne. So basically Marne is the river, so it's the Valley of the Marne. Classic example would be Geoffroy. So this has high percentages of Pinot Meunier and Pinot Noir. The third grape in Champagne is Pinot Meunier. And where this comes from, which is Cuvier, which is a Premier Cru vineyard, it is just below Haute-Vière, which is where Dom Perignon had the abbey and was famous for creating the first blending of champagne. This is just down the slope from there. This makes these lovely, richer, fuller styles of champagnes, is what we are talking about. So in that very sort of simple sort of approach, you're seeing there's three different zones. I keep on referring to Grand Cru and Premier Cru. A Grand Cru in the Champagne terminology means a village. There's only so many Grand Crus. Majority, or all of them, are in Vallée de la Marne, sorry, Vallée de Marne, Montagne de Reims, and the Côte de Blanc. So that's where the most famous, prestigious villages exist. And a lot of the large houses, when they're making their Cuvées Spéciales, Cristal, the Krugs, the Dom Perignons, it's Le Grand Dame, they're sourcing from those Grand Cru vineyards, or villages is what you're talking about. And then at the Premier Cru level, we already referred to something like Cuvier coming through Geoffroy, Cuy coming from Pierre Gémenet. They are the next level down, which is called the village level, Cru, Premier Cru level. Those are where I source all my champagnes from the grower producers. They are the best villages around, and therefore they give the best quality. The final reason why I do grower producers to a certain extent over the sort of the normal names, if you think about something like Moët de Chandon, $60 I sell it for. Veuve Clicquot, I don't sell Veuve Clicquot, but as we all know, you can probably get it from most supermarkets for about $50, and most retailers somewhere between 55 and 60. Nothing wrong with Veuve Clicquot, it's a classic, but when I look at some of these products and go, you know, you could do Geoffroy grower producer, his expression for 55, I just think it's great value for money. It's going to give you more flavor characteristics of the terroir. It's going to give you more structure. There's going to be more uniqueness and quality to it, as an example. You could do something like Clotilde. So this is coming from Mesnil Sec Ogier. Again, a Grand Cru, single appellation, Chardonnay. Again, 57 bucks. It's just a great price. If you're buying Veuve Clicquot between 50 and 60, and you can have examples of Clotilde from Clotilde Blanc, Vallée de Marne from Joffre, it's just, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's something which is really interesting. And they all have their own personalities. That is what makes these so exciting and fun to me, is, yeah, your Grand Marques, your Veuves and those type of things, very consistent, year in, year out. You kind of know what you're getting. With these, you're seeing just the different expressions coming from the different soils, coming from the different aspects that you can have in Champagne. So it just opens up this whole opportunity to try different champagnes, just the same as you do in Burgundy, or just the same as you do in Napa. The difference is between the appellations within Napa. Here is a chance to suddenly begin to realize there is these different structures, styles, characteristics coming out of Champagne. So I love it. There is a crib sheet on the website. So if you go to www.kingjameswineschool and look at the blogs, you'll see there's a crib sheet giving you even more information on Champagne. Thank you.